Hello and welcome. This is Tony from Real Estate Career HQ. A home inspector plays an important role in the home buying process. They are trained professionals who examine the condition of a home and provide a detailed report to the potential buyer. It helps home buyers to understand the property better and make sure that there are no hidden surprises. So if you're thinking of becoming a home inspector in South Carolina, this video is perfect for you. To save you time, we read through all the home inspector licensing rules on the South Carolina Residential Builders Commission website and did extensive research on this career. To have a better understanding of this career, we also interviewed Ford Shadwell. He is a licensed home inspector in South Carolina from the National Property Inspections. We will go over some of his career tips for someone who wants to start in this profession. If you want to know what inspired him to become a home inspector, what his typical workday looked like, be sure to check out his interview. The link is in the description box below. So for now, let's go through the steps to becoming a licensed home inspector. Nina, can you please go over the licensing requirements with us?
Of course, Tony. To become a home inspector in South Carolina, first, you must fulfill the eligibility requirement. You need to be at least 18 years old, have a valid Social Security card, have a valid government-issued ID such as a driver's license, state-issued ID, or a passport. The second step is to complete the home inspection education. In South Carolina, you need to complete 120 hours of home inspection education from an approved provider. The courses should guide you through the entire inspection process and equip you with adequate skills and knowledge in performing home inspections. If you want to speed up the licensing process, you may consider taking online courses. This allows you to study at your own pace, whenever and wherever that's convenient for you. The Commission needs to ensure you have adequate home inspection knowledge, so the next step is to pass the home inspector exam. In South Carolina, there are two ways to do it. You can either pass the National Home Inspector Exam or South Carolina Specific Exam, plus the South Carolina Business Management and Law Exam. We will focus more on the national exam as this is a more common one across the state. So if you were to transfer the home inspection license to another state in the future, this route could be relatively easier to do. So going back to the National Home Inspector Exam, it is a 4-hour exam consisting of 200 multiple-choice questions. It covers 3 major domains. They include the property and building inspection and site review, analysis of findings and reporting, and the professional responsibilities. The National Home Inspector Examination is scale scored from 200 to 800, and 500 as the required passing score. It is maintained by the Examination Board of Professional Home Inspectors and administered by PSI. There's an exam fee of $225. To get the home inspector license, you must complete and submit an application to the SC Residential Builders Commission. Most of the questions on the application are pretty straightforward, where you will provide basic info such as your full name, date of birth, phone number, and mailing address. Also, to ensure that the applicant is trustworthy, if you answer yes to any of the disciplinary questions, you may need to provide further supporting documents or go through a background check. The completed application needs to be notarized by a notary. There is an application fee of $80, and it can be paid by a check or money order payable to SCRBC. In addition to the application and fee, you also need to provide a copy of your Social Security card, a copy of your driver's license, or state-issued ID or passport. Once all the necessary documents are ready, you may mail them to South Carolina Residential Builders Commission. All licensed home inspectors in South Carolina must renew their licenses every 2 years before June 30th. Typically speaking, the Commission will mail you a renewal notice around April. But to avoid interruption of your home inspection practice, it's better to put the renewal due date in your calendar. You may just set it on your phone or laptop. Also, at the time we are recording this video, there isn't any continuing education requirement. But of course, it doesn't mean you should stop upgrading your home inspection skills and knowledge. South Carolina also uses the American Society of Home Inspectors standards of practice, so it's better to be familiarized with them. Tony, I know we just had an interview with a licensed home inspector in South Carolina, and he provided us with some helpful career tips. Can you please share it with us?
Yes, Nina. We interviewed Ford Shadwell, and he's a licensed home inspector in South Carolina. He shared that although earning potential will vary based on your market and your effort, it really is unlimited. There is plenty of opportunity in this industry. He suggested starters should do their research before entering the industry. For example, they can go on a ride-alongs with an inspector to make sure it is going to be the career for them. Ford also points out that even though the overhead is pretty low in this business, you need to account for the cost of home inspection equipment as they can add up. You always should plan for growth and use your resources. Ford also shared with us what a day in the life of a home inspector is, the career outlook, and the challenges he faces on the job. If you want access to the full interview, be sure to check out the link in the description box below. So here are the steps to become a licensed home inspector in South Carolina. If you want to learn more about this profession, be sure to check out our blog. In there you'll learn what's next after you become a licensed home inspector. How much income are people making in this profession? What is its demand? And many more. We'll also include tips to pass the exam and the school that we like. Once again, this is Tony from Real Estate Career HQ. I hope you find this video helpful. See you next time.